Welcome to Full Speed Impulse, where dreams are made and usually broken.
What's up, everyone? So today we are making a video. Is it good to run Rotella in your motorcycle? And there's obviously plenty of videos up on this, but we also wanted to take this opportunity to show you guys our four-wheeler at the same time. So first, get to what we're working with. This is a '07 Yfz450 that we have fully built from the frame up. So we start with, I'm going to go real quick with this stuff. We got an exit, long travel suspension with their heavy duty A-arm kit. We have obviously a little stabilizer here. We went with our LED pods here, and we actually made our own custom brackets for it. We have a GYTR rev box on this thing. Stock bars, actually, which was nice that the '07s come with already thick bars. I got your kill switch. We deleted all that business up here. Just put a little starter button. And then here's where our lights are at, which I don't... Oh, sorry. It's not. There we go. Now they're on. We got the motor, which is actually still a 450 displacement, or 449, or whatever it is. It's got a 1401 compression piston in there. It's got port and polish for the head. It's got stage 2 hot cams in there. It's got a modified carb that we actually sent out, had it bored out. They modified the slides and all that stuff, and it is jetted to run 113 oxygenated fuel, which we'll actually be bumping up to 116 this summer coming up. Not this one's obviously over for us. And then stock swing arm in the back, got the Bling Star sprocket guard. Then we have our G-Force axle, which is a great budget axle, by the way. Biggest thing with these things, just making sure that your nuts tighten up on the ends there, because they are notorious for backing off. We got the little delete kit here for the parking brake. Obviously the whole frame's been powder coated. Still got the stock radiator and fan in there. That's held up real good for us. It's got a Pepsi rear shock in it. You can see the reservoir right there. It's got, I can't read the initials on this. Oh, it's a fuel custom air intake. We got that in there with our GYTR air filter. And I'm just going to specify some of this stuff we got off of another quad that we bought that was blown up. If you look at what the price of some of this stuff cost, it's ridiculous in my opinion. I would never spent 200 plus whatever dollars it is for that air intake, because I would not feel like it's totally worth it. But with all this stuff added in and put together and all that, it is pretty rowdy, I will say that. So my big thing is why I stick with the stock displacement is that I don't hear anything good about big bore kits. So other thing is we got our AC Nerf bars here, which are old school throwbacks, and you cannot buy them. They do not make them anymore. They stopped making these things 10 years ago. So I got my hands on this stuff. I had them powder coated. Came with black nets, so that's what I was stuck with. It's also got the DASA full exhaust on there. We got our Razor 2 tires here for the woods. And then we got our sand paddles here on some Hyper beadlocks. I know there's other stuff that I'm missing on this, but I'm trying to make it short. Oh, big upgrade here. Honda thumb throttle. It's way easier than your Yamaha, and it's a cheap little upgrade that does a world of difference. I promise you that. You will love it. I know there's other stuff you could buy. That's the cheapest thing you probably get away with doing, and it's going to work great for you. But on to what we're actually going to talk about is Rotella Oil. Is it good for your machine? And we're not just talking about Yfz450s here or quads. We're talking about motorcycles in general. So I'm not going to get into crotch rockets. What we're going to talk about is dirt bikes and quads. Our main things. In my opinion, it all should work well. When I started looking up some of my information, I did see that they were testing it on like R6 and stuff, like crotch rocket stuff. But since I don't have anything to actually test that on, I'm not going to voice my opinion on that because I just don't know about that stuff. So, but what I do know, as far as what I've done, Googling on YouTube, or I mean Googling on the internet and all that, and I've done, when I do my research, I do plenty of it. So I've actually looked up this a couple times. My buddy ran this way back in the day, and it was just really early when they all started this. So he ended up switching back off, and he everything worked fine, but he just kind of backed off it. It was really a new thing at the time. People doing this, as far as the way he knew. So now someone's going to jump on here and be like, they've been using Rotella oil and their dirt bikes since 1973. That's great. I don't know about 1973, but I do know about now. So here's my honest opinion on it, and what we're going to look up here on Google because I got it pulled up. If you only have one machine, just go to the dealership and spend your $10 a quart and just, muscle it up and just pay it. Because for one machine, you're not saving that much money. Now, if you have multiple machines, and I'm talking like 3, 4, 5 of them that you're constantly doing oil changes on, that's when you're going to start seeing the price difference. So at this stuff here, I paid $12 and some change. We're just going to say $12. Let's not mind the pennies and all that stuff. So you're paying $4 a quart, which is a good price. Now, whoa. Sorry, $3 a quart. Man, I felt the pressure because I was doing the math in my head. I was like, oh my God, they're going to be like, if he takes any longer, I'm figuring this math out. We're hanging up on this guy. I got you. It's $3 a quart. So even if you do like a Valvoline off-brand at Walmart, those are still $5-something a quart. So even then, that price difference could start getting costly if you do all your oil changes during the summer and you have a lot of different stuff that you're changing oil on. So this is where this is going to help us save money. And we did not do the synthetic one just because I don't truly believe in synthetic oils for these type of things. If you are changing your oil after every ride or 2 rides, in my opinion, you do not need synthetic. What synthetic is good for is stuff that you're going to run a really long time on one oil change, and something that's going to sit for the whole year and only get used once or twice, or just in general, going to sit for a while. One thing they do say, and that's what they say as far as oil tends to break down after a few months. Is that true? I don't know. Google says it's true. You know what I mean? People on Google say it's true. I don't know if that means it's true or not. So, that's just an opinion. But that's what I go by. So, vehicles that we are running high miles on in my driveway, run synthetic. The Jeep back there that we only put 1,000 miles on, but we only do one oil change for the year, we run synthetic in. This Jeep here, our work Jeeps, we do not because we put enough miles on them, and we change it every 3,000. We change it every 3,000 miles, and it usually takes us like a month or 2 to put that on. So, that's just normal oil, budget oil. So, same thing with this quad here. Though we only run it once a year, I'm going to change the oil and put fresh oil in it when I do run it. So, it's my best example I could use for you guys. Same thing with like our pit bike. We run that thing hard. I'm going to change the oil probably after every ride just because we put hours and hours on each ride. So, I'm going to turn the laptop on here. Alright, so I don't know if you guys could see that, but if you can't, no big deal, I'm going to read it to you. So it says here, it's Rotella, it's a marketed diesel truck oil. It has the letters JASO space MA printed on the bottle, which means it is okay to use in motorcycles. And what those abbreviations mean is that it's good for a wet clutch. And what that means, as far as if that has that logo on there, they put a friction additive in oil. And what you do is, as far as you want that for your clutch, so it's going to help it from slipping and all that, right? Now, this is where it goes into like, you think like, okay, well, if I can run Rotella, where does it stop? Can I go run Pennzoil synthetic into my Yfz450 with a wet clutch in it? And the answer is no, you cannot. Because that oil, okay, I take that back. Yes, you can if you want to, because you could do whatever you want. But it is not recommended because it does not have that additive in there to help with your clutch. So what that oil is meant for, just like all these vehicles are built now to do, is for fuel economy. So that's what that additive's in there for, to help boost fuel economy and everything else as far as your performance and your engine and all that. So, AKA, it's great for the environment. It's why, another reason this diesel oil is, because you're thinking, well, why wouldn't they recommend diesel oil for more stuff? It's because it's not very economy friendly. Which goes into the next thing, is Rotella is very high in zinc. Now, if anyone knows anything about high performance motors, is that usually zinc is a good thing, especially old school motors. You're talking about flat tappet valves and stuff like that. It is a very good thing because what it is, it's like a little cushion almost. And that's the best way I could put it. And someone would be like, it's not a cushion. What are you talking about? You talking about throwing pillows in a thing? No, I'm not talking about throwing pillows in it. But that's how they say the example. And that's how we're going to leave that. So it's high in zinc, which is good for your motor. And as far as it is suitable for your wet clutch. Now, another thing I base stuff off of is when I go and look stuff up here, like again, you might not be able to see it, but nowadays I look this stuff up and it's really all positive reviews. Like usually when you look something up, let's say you Google what's better, Camaro or Mustang, you're going to get a lot of mixed reviews. Does it mean that, 60% of people say that Mustangs are better, that they're better? No, it's people's opinion. That's the problem with you look stuff up like that. It's just people's opinion. Just like this video is just an opinion. But what I'm doing for you guys is hours of reading and breaking it down to this simple little video for you guys so you can watch it and kind of like, all right, I get what that guy's saying. It totally makes sense to me now. I'm going to start saving money and running Rotella. Or maybe you're just like, you know what, he's right. I only have one quad, motorcycle, whatever it is. I'm just going to spend the money and buy, the $10 a quart at whatever it is at your dealership. And that's what I'm getting at. Like, it might not be worth it for you to save the amount of money if it's only one machine. Like, if anything, a lot of people pay for that comfy feeling inside, that warm feeling of security. And that's what you're going to do when you're going to your dealer and you're spending $10 a quart. That's what you're doing. And that's fine. Everyone does that with something. Everyone goes, whether it's a name brand that they're paying for and they're not going to buy the generic thing. It might be the same product, but because Smittybilt slapped their logo on the side, you're like, I'm buying that. Doesn't mean anything. That guy over there, just because he was custom making everything and putting his own welds, doesn't make it, doesn't mean that Smittybilt's better. So, poor example, but that's just what I'm throwing at you. So, to end this video, we are going to fire this thing up for you guys because we did get it running. But I'm going to run Rotella in everything that I own, as far as the four-wheelers and all my dirt bikes. So because of the amount of stuff that we have, this is going to save us over, I would almost say, hundreds of dollars throughout the summer. So once you start saving money like that, I'm down. Like, that's hundreds of dollars I can go into another trip, up to Michigan, or it can go into a modification, or you could just keep it in the bank. You know what I mean? So we are going to fire this up for you guys, and then I'm going to end the video, and that's it. Alright, so just to tell you guys too, we just got this thing started tonight, and I still think the stator could be bad, but we're still going to fire it up for you guys. Alright, so that is our 07 Yfz450, and she's built pretty good. So that's my video on the Rotella. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I could take it. It's all good. I am curious to see what people think. Like saying, hey, yeah, I've ran Rotella for years. That's great. Maybe someone will put, I blew my stuff up, which in a sense doesn't mean anything, because who doesn't say that it was going to blow up anyways? It's hard to tell this stuff, and that's why you guys come to these videos to look it up, and it's my job to make you guys feel all nice warm inside and think it's a great idea, so you go out and do it. So other than that, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.